Hey, we're stepping into the box for episode 8 of Quick Pitch, talking about a bunch of different topics.
Yeah,
It's the
we're
easiest way to put it.
we're 3 weeks into the season. Our last episode came out for opening weekend, and we took a little bit of break between opening weekend and this weekend. But now we're back. Um, Probably. What do you think? Safe to say we're gonna go like every other week now?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean we're both in season right now. Things are getting pretty hectic. Uh, Once every other week is probably gonna be as much
Our
as we can
best.
handle. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, we're there's been a ton that's happened over the last couple weeks. Uh, Upsets all over the place. Perfect games all over the place. Like
It's
never
just
thought I'd see yeah, there's at least two every single week. I never thought I'd ever have to post so much about perfect games. Like,
kudos to the pitchers, but dang.
yeah, I mean, some really good pitching out there and some really, really, really bad hitters. uh, no, I mean, in all seriousness, like the girls that have thrown perfect games thus far, they've just been phenomenal against. Some of them have been against like really solid programs, and others have not so much. Um, I know one of them was against like Bethune Cookman, uh, and it was a 5 inning perfect game. So definitely like a kudos, perfect game. But when you do it against Oklahoma State, then
Then you get an extra
it'd be a little
kudos.
bit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You get extra brownie points. But I think the biggest news or the biggest event that has happened over the last 3 weeks
Man, I've been waiting on this one.
is finally someone snapped the 71 game win streak of the Oklahoma Sooners in their brand spanking new ballpark, no less.
Mm,
The
just a little
first,
extra slap in the face.
the first weekend they open up in their brand new Loves ballpark. I don't know if that's what it's actually called. I know it's sponsored by Love's though, the gas station.
Best gas station ever.
Yeah, not a sponsor, but if you want to, yeah, they open up in their brand new stadium and have a really solid weekend until today,
Yeah, you
until
go and
Louisiana.
but you go and beat them 8-0 when you play them the first time.
Yeah, Oklahoma beat the Raging Cajuns 8-0 yesterday, and then they play them again today. And Raging Cajuns just not having it. They're not getting 2-0 against Oklahoma in Oklahoma's little. I don't even. It was I don't know. It's some kind of Sooner Classic or something.
I think that's actually what it was called. Maybe, I don't know.
Boomer Sooner Classic or something like that. But yeah, the Raging Cajuns come out with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and they take it to Oklahoma. Pull off the upset. What was the final score?
7 to
6-5,
5.
7-5, 7-5. Oklahoma out hit them too by one hit. But
Yep.
when
They
you make
also
three
out aired
errors,
them.
yeah, when you make 3 errors, It is really tough to win a ball game. So good for the Raging Cajuns.
Happy for
Everybody
them.
in yeah,
Ecstatic.
everybody in the softball community's been waiting for Oklahoma to lose. Not necessarily. I haven't necessarily been waiting for Oklahoma to lose because I hate Oklahoma,
Okay.
but I've been waiting for them to lose because I need some
Just quit
normalcy.
winning.
Yeah, I need to see somebody else win. I need to see, that the Oklahoma softball program is full of human beings and not aliens, not robots. So, and I told you before the season started, I told you I think this year Oklahoma might not be as strong as they have in years past. And granted, this is only one loss. They lost to Baylor last year. So I'm sure that this one loss is really just going to add fuel to the fire.
That's what I was just about to say. Do you think I don't not that you can't be disappointed. Well, first my first thought was could you imagine if they didn't lose this season? They would have a freaking 110 game win streak if they never lost. That would be I would quit. I would quit watching softball. No, I wouldn't, but I sure as heck would not be I'm not watching that. Boring,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you can't help but wonder how their day went after that.
I didn't watch Coach Gasso's post game conference, but I mean, it's part of the game. Like you're gonna lose.
Right.
So I'm sure Coach Gasso was, yeah, it's disappointing. We want to win every game, but it's just one loss, and we're going to learn from it. We're going to take it on to the next game. We're going to be better the next time.
And
That
we're
was the
gonna
end of
try
her
to win
press
the
conference.
next we're gonna try to win the next 38 games that we play.
Yeah, like all the way to the World Series. So
Oh, it better not. It better not. It's like the maps that you see when it's who was it? Who did Michigan play in the college football playoffs for the was it Michigan? I don't know. But it's like the map that you see.
for the national
Yes,
championship,
yes, I couldn't think of the
Washington,
words. Yeah, well
Washington.
it's like the maps that you see that's like everybody rooting for Michigan and it's just the state of Michigan and then it's everybody rooting for Washington, everybody else. That's exactly how I feel if you were to pull up everybody rooting for Oklahoma softball. You might have a couple of people. I had an old teammate that was like, "Oh, I love Oklahoma softball." Me too. It's really fun to watch if you want to watch somebody just smack everybody that they play and not ever lose.
An-
What's the fun in that?
just annihilate everybody.
Yeah. Where's the excitement? I would much rather play or watch a 3-2, 3-1 ball game. Not what was that one score today? 22-4? No, thank you.
Oh yeah. Houston over Texas A&M Commerce. That's tough. That's a tough day at the ballpark, dude.
That's
Honestly, though, like after you get your butt handed to you on a silver platter like that, like I mean, I'd say after about like 12, like 15, you're just like, all right, when I get back to the hotel, I'm just chilling. I can't wait. I can't
just
wait to take these, can't wait to take these cleats off, kick
get this
back.
belt undone, take a shower, and relax.
Yeah.
Yeah, been there.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't say. I mean, we got beat pretty bad in our conference championship my freshman year. And we were playing Pitt Community College, and it didn't matter. I think we ran like 5 or 6 different arms out there. It didn't matter what we threw up there. They were tattooing it. Like it wasn't even
They
just
were
like
hitting
a
beach
oh
balls in
like
their eyes.
yeah, it wasn't like a little like oh Texas leaguer here, Texas leaguer here, but just right in the perfect place. Like no, it was tattoo, tattoo, freaking smacked off the wall, banger in the freaking gap. Like it was just all over the place. And we were just like, all right, well, that's how the season's gonna end. But playing them earlier in the year, like we knew going into that game, those dudes could rake because they were smashing baseballs earlier in the year. Like they couldn't miss the barrel. It was insane. They were really good. But yeah, I'd imagine getting beat 22-4 feels that way.
Or 24-2. Been there. That one hurts.
I don't think we got beat that bad, but I mean, it felt that bad. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, back to Oklahoma and Louisiana. That's super exciting for the Raging Cajuns. Like going into the season, ranked in the top 25. Where were they ranked? Like 21st or something like that?
20 something, I think. I don't know
Yeah,
exactly what.
it was 21, 22, or 23. I want to say I mean, it was one of those three, but um, I mean, they go into the season ranked like in the top 25. That's really, especially for a smaller school program like that. Like definitely excited. And then they just got off to a really rocky start.
Yeah, weren't having a good time.
No, super rocky start. So for them to get this win over Oklahoma, like that's huge. They're gonna have so much momentum going into conference play. Granted, their conference isn't like super strong. They're usually the top dogs every year. Uh, but I mean, huge win, you know, to take some momentum in a conference play.
That's what I was just about to say. They come out and play who next weekend? Central Arkansas. Yeah.
They should boat
And it,
race Central Arkansas. I'm just being honest. Like, their Louisiana is really good. They've been playing crappy ball here lately, but like they just proved to the entire country that they can play with the best of the best.
literally.
I
They don't
I
they
can't.
actually don't start conference play this weekend. Interesting.
They they don't. Well,
No, they're playing in a tournament with Stephen F. Austin and Central Arkansas in good old
okay.
Conway.
uh, sorry, my phone just blew up. Got to shout out Deanna Boyer 13. Loves it.
Number
We love
one.
that you love it. Yeah, number one fan right there. Gotta love it. Um, but yeah, I mean, super exciting, both for the Raging Cajuns, for softball fans everywhere, and I'd even be willing to say for Oklahoma fans because it's gonna add fuel to the fire.
For sure.
This isn't gonna be Oklahoma's downfall. They're gonna go on a 15 game losing streak. No, that's not gonna happen.
No, they come out and run roll the next team they play.
Oh, for sure. Who is the next team that they play?
I was just about to look that up. I mean, if they play conference, if they start conference like the SEC does, then maybe they got like
Hmm,
Oklahoma
their
State or
next game.
Texas.
Unfortunately for Texas A&M Commerce, they get to face Oklahoma. on Wednesday at 6 p.m. at Love's Field in Norman,
That's
Oklahoma.
man, what a terrible time to play for Texas A&M Commerce.
Coming off of a
Good.
huge run rule. Oh, that's tough. Yeah, but yeah, then Oklahoma goes into conference play. They start out with Iowa State. And I mean, Iowa State, I would imagine, is a much better ball club than Texas A&M Commerce, but I'm telling you, the fire is coming. Boomer
Oh,
Sooners is is coming, and it's coming quick for the old Iowa State Cyclones. Uh,
that is what an unfortunate weekend that's going to be.
yeah, but we also
We
got
all got them, so
yeah, we got LSU who has just been finding ways to win every single ball game. The only unbeaten team remaining in the top 25 that I'm aware of. I'm pretty positive. I'm like 99.9% positive that's true.
yeah, they were rocking and rolling hard at the beginning of the season. Opening weekend didn't allow
Yeah.
a single run. Then they got into some tighter ball games, but still, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, even those tighter ball games, like they've gone to extra innings I don't want to say a handful, but like two or three times this year they've gone into extra innings. And they've definitely had more than three or four games come down to the bottom of the seventh. And LSU Tigers just refuse to lose.
figuring it out.
Yeah, like I mean, they have really tough at bats. Sydney Burzin is really tough in the circle for him. Um, I know, like she had one game against McNeese State, I believe is who it was, and like she got to like the fifth and she started to struggle. But LSU's bullpen is solid too. But I
Yeah,
mean, really more so, it's their lineup, their hitters 1 through 9. Like the majority of their hitters are seniors or grad students. They have so much more experience than everybody else, and they're just good. Like
I don't think they have any of the lineup that's main piece of it. I don't think any of them are batting below 300.
no, and I know they've thrown Sierra Daniel in the lineup a few times. She's a freshman, and she's batting 588. She's only played in 9 games. She's only started, I think, 6 of them, but she's got like 18 at bats. So
Yeah,
not,
she's probably
I
going to
think
be
it's
sticking
18.
around, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's 18 at bats. It's not a huge sample size considering they played 19 games, but
Right.
I
There you go,
mean,
17 at bats,
okay.
but still.
But how many hits? She got eight hits,
10?
9 hits, 10 hits. I mean, I'd imagine if she had 30 at bats, she wouldn't be batting 588. But
I'd say she'd still be around the
I,
4 range.
yeah, she probably 380 to 415 or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, LSU just I don't know. I do not see them slowing down anytime soon.
No.
That's unfortunate for your
Shut up.
Tennessee Vols.
Shut up. Good thing they don't play them for a long time. So
um, kind of unfortunate for the Clemson, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Just got tongue twisted.
the Alabama
Oh,
Clemson. Good try though. I
yeah,
don't think
yeah.
they play Alabama.
Do they not?
Nope, they sure don't. That's a load of baloney if I've ever seen it. That's dumb.
I mean,
Every other team, that's not true. They don't play South Carolina either, but
come conference tournament time, like LSU, Alabama, Tennessee, they're going to be in there.
for sure 2 out of 3 of those.
2 out of 3 of those.
For sure.
All three of those teams are going to be in the conference tournament.
I'm just saying, if I was a betting person, I would never go 100%.
Tell me the last time all three of those teams were not in the SEC conference tournament. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
That's what I thought.
You got me. You got me there for sure.
Mm.
Man, I hate how they just don't. I wonder how they pick. Do they just rotate who they don't play?
Yeah,
Who
I'm
like
sure.
each team doesn't play? You get, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a rotation of sorts. And
Then you got to
I'm
add on
sure
two
they'll.
extra next year. So
Yeah, I'm sure there's a specific team that each team plays every year to keep that series going every single year.
yeah,
Like Alabama's going to play Auburn every year.
well for sure, got to.
Like, yeah. So it's hard to pick those matchups in the SEC though, because like everybody kind of hates everybody. Like every weekend is a rivalry.
Go on, say the tongue twister.
No,
Forgot the Crimson Tide already tripped you up once. So
no, shut up. But yeah,
uh
LSU remains unbeaten. They're 19-0. Oklahoma's 18-1. Texas is 17-1. Alabama's 19-1. Washington 16-2. So there's a lot of teams that are right there all together, but LSU,
LSU's hanging on to the top.
yeah, it's crazy to me to utter these next words. I think LSU may be ranked number one next week or
No,
this week.
no chance. You think so? I
How do
mean, not
you
no chance, but I mean a little chance.
how do you not rank them number one? They're undefeated.
Yeah, but
But what? Nobody's beating them.
this is true. So you put them at one and just push everybody back, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
I want Oklahoma to not be number one, so I'd actually really be okay with it. Just for
yeah,
one
no,
week. Lose the freaking title.
nobody's beating them. They have a win over Northwestern when they were in the top 25.
Mm-hmm.
They have a win over Oklahoma State. They were supposed to play Washington, but that game got canceled. It got rained out. Um, they have a win over a really good Houston ball club this year. They have 2 wins over San Diego State, who started out the season in the top 25. They have 2 wins over a really good McNeese team, both one-run ball games. Uh, and they'll open up this weekend with Kentucky. So like they have good wins. They just don't have a lot of top 25 wins.
Yeah, but if they
But
continue on the path they're on, they'll get there.
yeah. And I mean, if we look at Oklahoma, Oklahoma's got a win over Duke and Washington. So those are two really strong wins. Then they have two wins over McNeese State. So those are strong. A win over Mississippi State. Oklahoma's got a stronger strength of schedule thus far, but then they turn around and lose a game. You know,
True.
so just from a ranking standpoint, I mean I could see where people still leave Oklahoma at number one just because their strength of schedule is better. But I mean Tennessee's played some tough opponents and then but like as soon as they lost the game, everybody was like, all right,
Down to
Tennessee's got to
eight.
go on down. Yeah.
They're
Like
garbage.
so I would imagine Oklahoma is going to drop one spot. Georgia also lost twice this weekend. So LSU will jump them. Washington is their two loss team right now. So I mean, I just don't see how logically you put anybody else in the number
Right.
one spot. Like, and because I mean,
Well,
the rest of the season's the what?
go ahead.
I was gonna say because the rest of the season's gonna play itself out. So like, there's no harm in putting LSU at number one right now.
Right. That's what I was about to say. I just want to see a different name at the top 1 week. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah. Well,
But
yeah. I
I'll
mean,
just have to wait and see, I guess.
yeah. It makes it kind of tough though with our composite rankings because I literally just used LSU as the picture. I don't want to do that again. I'm not going to do that again. LSU takes a number. My gosh, that's so stupid though. If LSU ends up in the number one spot and I don't use their
Why would you
picture,
not use? Yeah,
right? Like you just took the number one spot from Oklahoma, and I'm
we're
just gonna
not.
like, mm,
We're not gonna
yeah,
put the
it's
picture
just
of you.
nah. Georgia, you got it. Alabama, no, that's not happening. I will say Alabama should also move up significantly in the rankings. Like they
Yeah.
had the one game this weekend where they lost to South Alabama, but they had two really strong wins over Arizona, a really really good Arizona team. So I'd imagine they're gonna move up at least like they got to move up at least two spots.
I was about to say, I would say a couple.
Um, what do we think happens with Clemson? Clemson got upset by NC State.
They did, and
But then
then
they
they turned
turn,
around
but
and
then they
whooped
turned
them.
around. Yeah. So is that kind of like a no harm, no foul deal?
Like, does it cancel each other out?
Yeah. Those games don't count.
I don't know. I think it would just depend on where the people in front of them get. I mean, obviously, all the rankings depend on who gets moved around. I wouldn't bump them forward, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't either. All right. But yeah, I mean, we can take a little deeper dive into the rankings here in a little bit, but one upset, there's upsets happening pretty much every day. Hmm. And I mean, it quite literally is almost every single day
Yeah,
because college softball is not at all like college baseball, where like you can't play a Thursday midweek game because softball pitchers can pitch
forever.
1,000 innings a year and their arm is just fine. Like, it makes no sense to me. Oh, but the biggest upset outside of Louisiana beating Oklahoma, because that's obviously the biggest upset, but the next biggest one will be South Dakota State upsetting Arkansas, who's ranked 16th right now by a score of 6-1. Nothing
Yeah.
to say about that.
Well, I was just looking at it at that game, but for some reason I'm looking at a different score, and I'm not quite sure why. Because that surely doesn't make sense. Yeah, see, mine's showing 7-3.
7-3.
Yeah.
No way, Jose.
Is yours showing 7-3?
Oh man, that was a freaking typo. Oh, I'm an idiot. Yeah, 7-3. It's 7-3. I gotta fix that.
Oh man. Anyways, that doesn't take away the fact that they upset them. Hardcore upset.
Yeah,
Seven to
yeah.
three.
I messed up the freaking score on the graphic. Um, I must have got sidetracked or something. I don't know. But yeah, 7-3. Biggest
Well,
upset victory in the Jackrabbits program history. Like, huge win for that program. They go out and play the number 16 team in the country and kind of handily beat them. No problem.
yeah, Arkansas went through what, three, four pitchers? Four pitchers.
Yeah.
They were just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, South Dakota State, not a team you hear about ever.
No.
So for them to come out and beat up on Arkansas, and that's huge win for their
Pretty sweet.
program. That's something, yeah, that's something they can tout about. Talk up their recruiting game a little bit.
Yep.
Try to convince people to move up north where it's under snow for half the year.
Not the best pitch to somebody, but sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I went
But
to pull up this
yeah,
game. You said 6-1. I went to pull up this game, and I guess I clicked on the wrong one at first, and I clicked on a 9-1 5 inning run rule, and I was like, "There's no way." I missed a 9-1 run rule against Arkansas. Then I realized I was looking at Southeastern Missouri's team instead of the team that we were trying to talk about. Yeah, forgot how to
yeah.
read, I guess.
Uh, I'm gonna have to go back and fix that graphic. I don't know what I was thinking, but it'll get fixed. So yeah, 7-3. I mean,
So then, what does that do to Arkansas? You think that bumps Arkansas down?
it has to, right?
I would
How
say
would it not?
yes. I would say
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. It has to. Like, there's I don't see how they would sit where they. I mean, I guess it would have to depend on what the teams below them did, how they performed this weekend.
Right. Just like
But
Clemson's.
yeah, but I don't know. The only thing about Clemson's that's different is that's a conference opponent,
True.
and the ACC. While not every team in the ACC is super strong, they're still ACC. They're still a Power Five school.
Right.
Arkansas losing to South Dakota State is. I don't want to take away anything from South Dakota State because clearly they're a pretty decent ball club, but they're not a Power Five school. So the expectation is not for them to really be competitive with Power Five schools. I mean, that's the perception before you see that they beat Arkansas.
Right.
So, but yeah, win-win for mid majors, you know? All right. So I fixed the graphic and all of our social posts because it needed to be fixed because I'm an idiot.
Had a little
Didn't
Forky
pay.
moment.
Yeah, I'm trash.
Oh, it never gets old.
Oh, no, it really doesn't. um, but yeah, yeah, everyone makes mistakes. You just gotta own up to them and fix them. All right. So we put out freshman watch lists before the season started, and I just want to talk about a few of them before we start kind of looking at what like our Power Five conference expectations are. Um, we put out a bunch of freshmen to look for. Um, I mean, a lot of them aren't getting a whole lot of playing time right now, which is to be expected with freshmen. But specifically with the Florida Gators, they brought in three. They brought in a lot of freshmen, and honestly, there's at least one more that I know for sure who we're not really going to talk about, who's playing every day, and she's doing really well. Um, but the Gators' entire pitching staff are just freshmen.
Yeah, and they're
The
knocking
ones,
it out.
yeah, I think they might have. Do they have one more pitcher? That's
Yeah, Mackenzie Wooten, I think. I don't know.
yeah, she's not a freshman though.
Yeah. The other three, yes, they're all freshmen.
Their starting pitchers are all freshmen. Ava Brown, Olivia Miller, and Keegan Rothrock. Keegan Rothrock and Ava Brown, I think, are bearing the majority of the
Mm-hmm.
innings pitched. But Olivia Miller is also pitching quite a bit, enough to where she's got two perfect games on the year already.
Yeah.
Oh. Keegan Rothrock's ERA is a sub one. What is it?
0.67 through like 60 something innings, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
63 or
62.1.
yeah. And then Ava Brown's got like 40 innings pitched, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's got like a 1.08 ERA, something like that.
0.03. 1.03, not
1.0.
0.03. That
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
impossible.
1.03. And then Olivia Miller is not is sub two, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just insane. And let's also keep in mind, like Keegan Rothrock's already been SEC Freshman of the Week. Olivia Miller again has two perfect games on the season already, and Ava Brown is pitching and hitting,
And yep,
and
two-way
she's
player.
hitting, yeah, and she's batting 318 and already has four home runs on the year. So mean, you want to talk
Florida
about,
is just ready to climb. We
yeah,
called it. We called it.
they're sitting at 19-3 this year. They have their three losses are not very good losses, but I mean, as we've seen throughout this season already, anybody can beat anybody on any given day, whether you're the number one team in the country or the number freaking 300 team in the country. I don't think there's 300 D1 schools. I think it's like 285 or something like that. But either way, you can be first or you can be last, and you can
Okay,
get
Ricky
beat.
Bobby.
Oh, you're dumb. So, but yeah, all three of Florida's pitchers are freshmen. They're all phenomenal, doing just doing fantastic. Uh, Starting out conference play this weekend. Who does Florida have this weekend?
Just your team.
What?
I said just your team. Just the old Crimson Tide.
Well, they got Alabama this weekend. Ooh, all
True
right,
test
that's
right there.
yeah. You're not lying. Um, yeah, rolling the conference play with probably their toughest matchup of the year. Definitely their toughest matchup of the year thus far, but quite possibly one of their toughest matchups of the entire year. Alabama's sitting at 19-1. Uh, that's going to be an exciting series to watch, and it's in Tuscaloosa.
That's a different environment. Have you ever been there for a softball game?
Not for a softball game, no. I've been to Tuscaloosa plenty of
What?
times.
I figured that. I figured that much. Specifically meant, oh, what is it? Road Stadium, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
Road
it's a different
Stadium.
environment for sure.
Our so for those who don't know, my wife graduated from Alabama. She has 3 degrees from the University of Alabama. Um, one of our friends, well, more so, it's a guy that she went to school with and took a bunch of grad classes with. Um, but I'll claim him as my friend too. He's a great guy, super nice. Um, Stewie Moore, he is he's on their website as support staff. He's like I don't I'm gonna have to look it up. What his exact title is, but he's over all the student managers, and like I guess he's kind of like their equipment manager, their head equipment manager, director of
Yeah,
equipment,
assistant
or
equipment manager.
yeah. Um, but yeah, he'll obviously be at the games, and so I'll have a little bit of insight. I can be like, I can text Stewie, hey Stewie, what's going on today? Who's in the circle? How are we feeling about facing Skylar Wallace and the freaking Bash Brothers, the Bash Brothers of softball?
Right.
But yeah, anyway, that's a tough matchup for the Gators. I was trying to be funny, but I guess it wasn't funny.
I literally laughed.
Yeah.
Don't say a word. You messed up the word
uh,
crimson earlier. Don't say a word.
I did, but you just messed up. Laughed, laughed. I literally laughed.
Uh, Laugh spelled LOFT.
Uh, but yeah, going in this weekend, tough matchup for the Gators. I'm pretty excited. One, to see what Skylar Wallace does because Skylar Wallace is just really good, and she's really fun to watch. But definitely excited to see how these three freshman pitchers take on their first SEC series, and then the how Ava Brown and then Ariel Kowalewski, she's the other freshman that's in the lineup every day. Um, how those two handle Caleb Beaver specifically, but
My
the
money's on
other
Florida.
freshmen, I don't know, dog. I don't know.
I got a 2-1
I
series split.
You think it's a 2-1 series split Florida?
Yeah, I'm confident in my decision.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
But I'm not saying you're right.
Yeah, I mean, or Alabama household over here. I can't on air be like, yeah, Florida's gonna win this series. I can't say that.
You can think it though. It's okay.
I wouldn't be surprised, but no. Mm-mm.
We'll see.
Ain't happening, Kevin. But yeah, one other freshman I want to mention. We posted about her earlier this year when she threw a perfect game, the first perfect game of the season. Maddie Groff of Southern Illinois University, old Salukis. Maddie Groff is continuing to dominate. So she has her one perfect game on the year. I wouldn't be surprised if I missed another one somewhere in there because she's 8-0 in the season through 53 innings. She has a .53 ERA with 55 strikeouts and only 4 earned runs and 3 walks,
Stupid.
holding opponents to a 160 batting average. Like just dominating their opponents. Dominating.
To have only 3 walks in how many innings did you say?
50, 53.
Nope, never heard of it. 3 walks is just which like is it's really good on the, by all means. It's just insane to me.
Yeah. It's granted they don't have like a super tough schedule or they haven't this far. So they don't have like some serious wins, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'd say their biggest wins have come against Texas State, Iowa. I guess you could say South Dakota State.
Could add them in there.
Yeah. But outside of that, like they haven't played any Power Five schools. They haven't they played Iowa, um, but that's the only Power Five school that they played. Texas State is a really good ball club.
Hmm.
That's that's a mid-major school. Um, but everybody else on their schedule outside of Iowa is a mid-major program. So, and as a team, they're sitting at 11-4, so they're having a good year. But again, they're not really playing a super tough schedule. But either way, that's not to take anything away from Maddie Groff. Like she she can only do so much with the cards that she's dealt, and she's doing doing work with that hand, you know. Poor word choice.
Oh my
Oh,
God. I
oof,
tried really hard.
yeah.
I tried really
And
hard.
I saw your face, and I was just like, oof, yeah.
Oh,
She's Maddie Groff is mowing down hitters, be them power five hitters or not.
getting the job done in the circle.
That's right. That's what intended to say. That's what I was trying to say. I just chose poor words. But yeah, outside of that, I mean, like I said, we mentioned a ton of other freshmen to keep an eye on. Um, some of them are doing pretty well. Some of them aren't really getting a lot of playing time. But again, that's to be expected of the freshmen. As far as like we talked about the rankings a little bit and how we kind of see where the chips are going to fall this week. But with SEC starting conference play this weekend, Big 12 starting conference play this weekend, is ACC and the Pac-12 and Big 10 are they starting conference play this weekend?
I don't know. Let me look.
Pac-12 is see Big 10. Doesn't look like the Big 10 is just
No,
yet.
I
Probably
think ACC is. Let me just double check
think.
a couple. Yeah, I might just be an idiot, so don't don't mark my words. Maybe they're not.
Yeah, I think for the Big 10 it's still a little bit too cold. Uh yeah, Florida State's not. I think I think ACC play will begin
Fall.
next not this coming weekend, but next weekend
Yeah,
because Florida State doesn't play Duke. Duke is their first conference opponent and they don't play them until the 15th. And that's in Tallahassee. So I'd imagine with the ACC, just because it extends up into Virginia on the Atlantic coast, like Virginia's still
yeah,
kind of cold there. Probably just waiting it out a little bit. Um, but SEC rocking and rolling this weekend. Big 12 rocking and rolling this weekend. Pac 12 getting it in this weekend. So as far as I mean, even though ACC is not going to start this weekend, Big Ten's not going to start this weekend. I mean, we can still talk about them, right?
true.
You don't seem too thrilled to
No,
talk about team.
I feel like I'm drunk or something because I'm staring at my screen. Is Virginia in the ACC?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are playing this weekend.
Okay. So then, yeah, team. Okay. So it's just
It's
Florida
not,
State. This
there's a
what?
couple of them that aren't playing ACC this weekend, but I mean, there's a couple SEC that's not playing SEC this weekend. So
Yeah, but conference play is starting this weekend
yeah.
across the board, specifically for the Power Five. All right.
Anyways, moving
So,
on from that.
all right. So if we look at the ACC, if we just kind of go in alphabetical order, All right. What are you feeling? I know at the beginning of the year, like my pick was Clemson.
I don't remember what my pick was.
I don't remember what your pick was either, honestly, but I might be able to find it. It might take forever though.
Yeah, it really might.
Um,
That's all right.
yeah, I picked Clemson. I know my sleeper for the ACC was Virginia Tech, and I mean, honestly, like between Clemson, Virginia Tech, and Duke, I'm not sure, but I know that I feel very confident that Florida State is a fraud.
Yeah, I feel Arlie was actually bashing me today because he was like, remember when you and Robbie were really wondering why they weren't ranked two, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I do
Well,
remember that, Arlie. And actually, we were basing it off of last year's results. So
yeah,
get out of
Arlie
here.
can shut up for one. Um, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I'm not picking them. Mm.
yeah, I mean, if we think back to why we were so shocked that Florida State wasn't ranked two going into like for the preseason rankings, like yeah, like you said, we were basing it off of last year's results. That's all we really have to go off of. Like we knew that they lost Catherine Sandercock, who was hands down their best pitcher. Hmm. And they lost a couple other pieces as well, but like they brought in really good freshmen. They still have McKenna Reed. Like what? I mean, I guess like the only thing we could say is like they didn't really hit the transfer portal super hard.
I don't know. Something ain't working for them.
But I mean, like, why wouldn't we be high on Florida State
Right.
going into the season? You know,
Right.
but I definitely didn't think that they were going to repeat as far as like winning the ACC and then like getting back to the national title because I picked Clemson to win the ACC.
Oh, I wish I
And right
remembered who
now,
I picked.
right now, I'm not super confident. And you picked Florida State.
Oh, Ashley.
I just found it. You picked Florida State.
That's so embarrassing. You literally could have just not said it. We could have just gone on, pretended. That's because I got a brother for
Oh,
County Girl. That's because I got a brother for County Girl. That's what it was. That was my
oh,
basis for picking them.
Ashton Danley.
Well, her and they got Kaylee Harding.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Old Ocho.
yeah.
Oh, man. Really was
Yeah,
hoping I
your
didn't.
sleeper. Yeah, your
Who is my
sleeper pick was
sleeper?
freaking Notre Dame. Oh man.
I was just goofing. Just goofing around on that day. Anyways, I'm probably not gonna pick them at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Duke is playing really well. Clemson's playing well, but they're also kind of wishy-washy. Like they've lost a couple games that they shouldn't have lost. Virginia Tech's kind of sitting in the same boat. But between those three, like it's for me, it's got to be one of those three.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna ride with Clemson since I picked Clemson initially and just like see how it goes.
Well, I jumped off my Florida State boat, so
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was
until they flip the switch and I'll be like, yeah, I picked them.
I just don't know if they're going to be able to flip the switch, man. They've not been playing very well.
No, they haven't.
All right. So you said you're gonna. Who are you picking?
Mm, I don't want to pick the same as you. But I'm gonna
Notre
pick.
Dame. Notre
Yeah.
Dame it is. All right.
No, I choose Duke. We'll roll with Duke.
All right. So you're Duke and I'm Clemson. All right. I really hope Virginia Tech wins it though. That would be so cool. I'm just saying. I think Clemson will win it, but I really hope Virginia Tech does. All right. Big Ten. I made a terrible pick.
I probably made a worse one, so.
No, you I think your pick was actually pretty decent. I
Oh,
don't know what
really?
their yeah, I don't know what their record is right now though.
Who did I pick?
You who do you think you picked? Oh yeah, they're sitting pretty.
Did I pick Charlotte?
For the Big Ten,
Charlotte's not even in the Big Ten. Let me be so serious right now. Um, oh, who did I pick? Who did I pick? With no. Who did I pick? I don't know who I picked. Michigan.
you picked
Which
them as
is
your sleeper.
Jesus. Who did I pick? Did I pick Wisconsin?
No.
Nebraska.
Uh-uh.
Northwestern.
No, you didn't pick Northwestern.
Cheese and rice. Who did I pick?
You picked Indiana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You
You know,
picked
sometimes I really
Indiana.
feel like I resemble Dory.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Exactly.
Yeah, you picked
Exactly.
you picked Indiana. They're sitting at 15-4 right now. I mean, they're playing pretty well.
Yeah, I picked them.
Um, I feel like I got hosed with my pick.
Who'd you pick? Nebraska?
Yes.
Yeah, you
Like
got a little
like I picked Nebraska prior to Jordy Ball being like, you know what? I don't really want to play this year. I'm going to tear my ACL.
well,
And
you never
ever
know.
yeah, ever since then, Nebraska's just been
Porky.
just throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
My sleeper
Not
was My sleeper's Ohio State. Ohio State's only played 12 games this year. They're 8-4. So not a whole lot to go off of.
well, and I picked apparently Michigan for my sleeper, which totally pleased with. Fine by me. They beat Florida twice, so
They did. They did. They did. All right. So who I guess we can come to a consensus with the Big Ten because my pick just fell off.
I'm gonna stick with Indiana.
Yeah.
Mm, sure. I feel a lot of stress in this situation because I don't want to be wrong. I'm feeling like,
Yeah. It's just part of it, man. You're gonna be wrong when you pick Notre Dame to win the
okay,
ACC.
listen, leave it in the
Oh,
past.
yeah. I feel like Indiana's a pretty solid pick. I mean, Northwestern's been playing pretty well too. But again, like while you just pulled this out of your butt, Michigan's been playing decently too.
No, I didn't pull it out of my butt. I based that sucker off of history.
From 15 years ago.
Yeah, and history repeats itself. Time for it to repeat.
All right, Big 12.
Texas Tech.
That was both of our sleepers.
As they should be.
Yeah, but I feel like this one's the obvious one.
Uh, yeah, probably Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Lame.
However, Texas, Texas is on a tear.
Texas is
Texas is
on.
looking Texas is looking pretty hot right now. And man, honestly, just thinking about it, I think Texas might
Say
do
it.
it.
Say it.
Texas might do it.
I'd be fine with it. I'd be fine with anybody without the name Oklahoma winning the Big 12.
I
Nothing
think
against
I,
Oklahoma again, but just stop winning every now and then, and people wouldn't be so against you.
I think Texas might do it this year with
Texas is
Tegan
hot right
Caven.
now.
Yeah, with Tegan Cavan, Caven. What is it? You know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
I've heard it like 18 times this year in highlights and during like when I've been watching games, even though it's really hard to watch Texas games because they want to put all of their stuff on the Longhorn
On the
Network.
Longhorn, yeah, get out of here. Get out of here.
Just get a freaking deal with ESPN Plus, dude. Come on, killing
It's
me with your
trash.
Longhorn Network. Um, yeah. Anytime I've heard her name like a million times already, and I always forget how to say it. But
I feel like it. Oh, look, it has a
Texas
little
Tech is
ear.
Texas Tech is 17-4 right now.
That's
Just
what I'm talking
so,
about. That's what I'm talking about. Sleeper pick.
however, they
No.
lost to Charlotte. They lost to Florida State. They beat Charlotte once.
So they cancel. Never happened.
They lost to Texas State.
It's a good ball club.
They beat North. They beat North Texas twice. Lost to UTEP. Not looking good for Texas Tech. Just with that one loss, UTEP.
Immediately no.
Yeah. Ooh.
It is Tegan Kavan,
Kavan.
according to the little ear button beside her name.
All right. Well, she's a beast. Um, would not be surprised to see Texas win the Big 12. It's going to be tough. Is Oklahoma, even though they just lost to Louisiana, like I'm telling you,
Something's
they're
off.
they're about to rage, bro. They're gonna rage, and they're just gonna all they see is red now, and they're just gonna murder people.
Pedal to the metal.
Yeah. So that Texas OU series, where is that at this year?
That's a great question.
It's got to be at Texas. It's at Texas.
Oof.
Oh, that's gonna be such a.
Let's
So who are you going with, Oklahoma or Texas?
Texas.
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 Yeah, I'm I'm feeling I'm feeling a Texas as well. It's
Be
tough though.
cool. Cool though if the Longhorn Network would just let us watch some games so we could.
Yeah, that'd be much appreciated. Um, All right. I think Pac-12 is next.
Yeah.
Who you got?
Mm.
We picked the exact same before the season started.
We did?
Yeah, for both the overall conference winner and our sleeper pick.
Okay, our sleeper was Arizona,
Yeah,
which I'm
which we've
rolling
been
with.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm rolling with it. Did I pick Stanford?
No, we
UCLA.
both picked UCLA. Yeah. I'm rolling with Arizona.
Arizona's
I
looking
think Arizona's
pretty nice.
yeah. I think granted Stanford has surprised me as far as just being able to win ball games without uh, a lot of offensive help. Um, so I mean, to start off the year, like they had a they had a ton of help from Alec Kanashiro.
Mm,
He just decided to hit 3 home runs in one game and
just
go
having a
four for
day.
four at the plate. Yeah. Uh, but I mean, you're the biggest bat in your lineup is doing jack squat right now.
No bueno.
Yeah, Taryn Kern just not having a good day at the plate right now. Getting on base a lot, but
Not swinging it like she
not.
was.
Yeah, she's not. And this is I told you before the season. I said Taryn Kern is not going to have the pieces around her to where people have to pitch to her.
True.
That kind of seems to be the case thus far. They're pitching. They're just kind of nibbling, not giving her anything to hit.
That's smart on their part.
Yeah. So
You're rocking with Arizona to win it?
yeah, I mean, you got Arizona, Washington, and Stanford that are all like right there together. I think UCLA's done fallen off. Like, I don't think UCLA's
Yeah.
really got a shot. Um, Granted, it is still early in the season. UCLA could go on a tear. They could go on a run and have a pretty long win streak, but I just don't see it happen. I don't think UCLA is as dominant anymore um without Megan Faramo
Oof. She was
and
definitely a key
who
piece for him.
yeah, I just they just don't have the dominant pitching in the circle like they typically do this year.
Yeah.
They still have really good bats throughout the lineup with, Maya Brady, Jordan Woolery. I just don't I just don't think they I don't think they can do it this year. I think and I've said this before, like out outside of the circle, like it well, if inside of the circle you're not very good, it doesn't matter what you do outside of the circle
Right.
because you can out hit people, but unless you have sticks like Oklahoma or like Oklahoma has had in years past, you're not you're not just gonna beat people with your bats. You have to have good pitching. And UCLA, they're just lacking in that area this year,
Riding the
from
same
what I've
wave as Florida State.
yeah. So um and granted Arizona's not just being like they're not just dominating in the circle, but they're doing pretty well Their their team ERA is a 1.72, which is pretty good as far as a team ERA goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would have to give it to Arizona or Washington. But I'm going to roll with
That's
Arizona and think Arizona's got a better offense. And at the end of the day, I think Arizona's like I mean, they just played two one-run ball games with Alabama,
right.
and Alabama's I mean Alabama's Alabama. They
Oh,
just beat Alabama, man.
I'm right there with you. I was just gonna say that my pick would have to switch to either Washington or Arizona. But just because I don't want to say the same thing as you, I'm gonna say Washington.
Oh, whatever, bro. It's okay to agree, you know?
Yeah, but it's just more fun to not.
Yeah, I guess it would be even more fun, but way more stressful if we had money on it.
Yeah, I don't make enough to pay my
Yeah, I
money
don't
out.
either. No. If I lost $20, I'd be banging my head against the wall for weeks. Let's
Yep.
see. Washington's pitching is
Slightly better.
from a team ERA standpoint, yes, but with Ruby Malin in the circle, like she's she's kind of leaps and bounds better than Arizona's Aisa Silva. I think that's how you say her name.
Yeah.
Or and Miranda's
Miranda.
daughter.
Yeah.
But but I don't know. I mean, nobody else is really taking on innings and like bearing a load for Washington like Ruby Malin is. Kind of seems like it kind of seems like down the stretch, like everybody else is going to be more of a bullpen kind of
Yeah.
deal. You know what I mean? Um, but I don't know. I don't know. Arizona is hitting better than Washington is as a
Mm-hmm.
team, and they hit better than most everybody last year in the Pac-12, except for UCLA. So I don't know. It's tough. It's tough between those two, but I'm gonna have to ride with Arizona. You can ride with Washington since you just
And I will.
it's not an agree to disagree kind of deal. It's just you just don't want to agree with me
Yep.
because you're a scrub,
Oh,
which
when
you
I'm
know
right.
that's fine. That's fine.
Who we
And
got left?
well, mm, there's only one conference left.
That's what I'm saying. I was just making sure that all that was left was where it just means more.
Indeed, it is, and unfortunately, as far as conference winner goes, our preseason picks
Are for
aren't
sure
looking as
correct.
great.
Hmm?
They're not looking as great as they once did.
I'm
What?
I'm riding it
What was
out.
that?
Oh, it's
Of course,
always a
you're riding
great
it out.
day to be a Tennessee Vol.
Right. Of course, you're gonna ride it out. I'm gonna ride out my sleeper pick.
Oh, okay. I was like, who is your sleeper
I'm
pick?
right. We both picked Florida. I'm riding out
Oh,
Florida.
yes. Yeah. Yeah, I'll ride them out for second place.
No, I really think it'll be LSU and Florida in the conference championship.
I think it'll be close.
I mean,
LSU,
it's
Florida,
It's
Tennessee,
tough though,
Alabama.
man. Yeah, it's really tough. Alabama's really good too, but in in your heart, do you still think Tennessee wins the conference? No,
In
you
my
don't.
heart, yeah, probably in my brain, probably no. In my heart, for sure.
All right, in your brain, who do you think wins the conference tournament?
Probably, I want to say Florida. I want to say
Who do
Florida.
you think? Who do you think they match up with? Tennessee.
I
It's
literally
got
just
it.
snotted myself.
Is Mississippi State going to have a turnaround year this year?
No.
What do you mean? No, they're pretty hot right now.
Oh, I know they are, but I can't, that can't happen actually. So,
They're going to be the only team in the SEC to get left out of the freaking
oh my
NCAA
God.
tournament again.
Well, here I was getting tickets for the state Tennessee game in April because it's in Starkville, which is obviously not far away. I'm like, oh sweet, I'm gonna get to go watch Tennessee. Just walk in there, win, see you later. State's like, nah, bro. We're gonna. I'm like,
We're good.
what?
We're good this year.
Yeah, we're actually gonna play this year. I'm like, why? Why? Stupid. Should have bought all missed tickets. Anyways.
If so, who gets left out of the tournament?
Oh, right. Missouri.
No,
Uh,
Mizzou's playing well.
yeah. Right now, I would say Auburn or South Carolina. Uh,
Really? You wouldn't say Ole Miss?
oh, you're right. See, I don't like them. I don't like them so much that I just forgot about them. Just,
Oh, hmm.
I think two teams get left out just for fun.
You think?
Because I think it's
You,
not fair if just one team's left out. I think that's so mean.
okay, who's your second team then?
But hopefully Mississippi State. But if
Come on, bro.
not, if not, really needed to be Texas A&M. I really, I really needed to be Texas A&M.
I don't think it's gonna be.
I don't think so either. And I talked a lot of trash about them. And they heard me and said, you just watch. Make me
Yeah.
look like a
So
fool.
did so did I. So did I. I talked a lot of smack about Mississippi State though, and Mississippi State was like, "Nah, bro, we're good. We're real good."
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I'm kind of surprised at how Auburn's been playing though.
That's what, yeah, I didn't realize they were ranked 25th.
I was gonna say like I was surprised that they've been not playing that well.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Right? Not been playing not well. Is that what you just said?
No, I didn't use a double negative.
That's, that's what I heard. And then I realized that if what never, you know what? Never mind. Just, we're on the same page.
It
I think
sounds like
I
you need to
need
go
to
to
go to
sleep.
sleep.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I it's really tough with the SEC as far as picking an overall winner because like there's just so many that are good. Obviously, Tennessee has that. Tennessee has 4 losses right now, but that doesn't mean anything come May.
No, that means literally nothing.
Right.
Zilch.
Florida's 19-3. They could be 25-25 come May. I
Oof.
don't see it happening, but it could. Mizzou. They've been in the top 10 recently. Like they could fall off. Kentucky just had a awful weekend, but they were playing really well prior to that. In for a world of hurt this weekend, though.
Yep.
And
Sucks to
I
be
mean,
a Wildcat.
we say that with like because LSU's sitting at 19-0 right now, but like again, we talked about their strength of schedule is not super great
True.
by comparison to Oklahoma, Texas, Washington. And they could very well be sitting at 500 come May, just because the SEC is so heavy with competition. There's so many good teams top to bottom. Like we were just picking at Ole Miss a little bit. Ole Miss is not ranked, but Ole Miss isn't bad this year. Like they got some pretty decent wins this year so far.
It's just such a coin toss with the SEC.
Yeah. I mean, South Carolina's been at the bottom tier of the top 25 for the majority of this year, but again, like last year, they just got really hot at the end of the year. And I mean, they're playing good ball to start the season this year. So yeah, like you said, the SEC is such a toss up. There are so many good teams, so many good players throughout the entire conference. Um, but I do March 3rd, 2024 at 10:39 p.m. I wholeheartedly believe it'll be at LSU Florida SEC championship.
Well, can't say I agree with you.
No, you think it's going to be Tennessee and Florida.
Yeah,
I think Keegan Rothrock is better than Carlin Pickens.
that's fine. And I think
And I
Skylar
think,
Wallace is better than a lot of people.
do you think she's better than Kiki Malloy?
I'm not gonna say anything. I no comment.
Ugh.
I knew. I just knew that's who you were gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, I had to
I mean, you
ask.
didn't have to.
Yeah, but your no comment, it says a lot. That's
No, it says nothing. It's a
so,
no comment.
yeah,
You
Vol
don't know which side
Nation,
I stand on.
GBO Nation, you people, uh, just hear what your girl just said. She said no comment when asked if Skylar Wallace was better than Kiki Malloy.
Currently, yes. Kiki Moy hadn't. However, she did hit a freaking moonshot today. It was wonderful. Almost up to the railroad tracks. So, I haven't seen Skylar Wallace do that. I did
Yes, you
see a
have.
moonshot. I did see. I'm just saying. I did see her hit it to the railroad tracks at Shirley Park. So
If she did, it would be an Apo Taco, and that would be super impressive. And I do believe she has the pop to do so. But all right, do you got anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you
no,
want to add, mention? No. Well,
no. I just want to go back and state that I never said that Skylar Wallace was better than Kiki Moy. You put them both at Shirley Parker Stadium. They can battle it out. That's the
okay.
only way to
Well,
tell.
all right. Whatever. Um, your comments aren't gonna get deleted out of this recording, so it's on the record books now.
Whatever. That's fine.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this episode. We'll catch y'all, what, in 2 weeks?
Seems about right.
All right, 2 weeks.